Good morning, Desert Sands Educational Foundation followers on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. My name is Sean Webb, and I'm your Director of Community Engagement, and you're watching Classroom Conversations. Chef Mary, we're at episode 63 today. Pretty awesome. I want to go ahead and thank the Desert Sands Educational Foundation for providing this platform for us with Classroom Conversations, where we engage the Desert Sands community. I want to thank them and want to read their mission statement. The Desert Sands Educational Foundation secures funding and awards money to provide supplemental resources that enrich and enhance student learning in Desert Sands Unified School District. Their vision statement: in partnership with public and private sectors, Desert Sands Educational Foundation financially supports creative and innovative programs that enrich and enhance the educational experience in the academics, the arts, and extracurricular activities that engage all students and staff in Desert Sands Unified School District. And I would like to go ahead and bring on Chef Mary, who's our co-host. We got a little short show for you today, but some good snippets about what's going on. But let me bring on Chef Mary here. Good morning, Chef Mary. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing fine. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm excellent. You know, it's a beautiful Tuesday. I got to work already. Oh, geez, I gotta apologize. My phone is on here. I don't normally have that on, but I got to work here today. It's a Tuesday. I'll tell you what goes on Tuesdays here is we have a series of meetings where we meet with the elementary, the middle, and the high school principals. So what's going on right now is actually the elementary meeting. And I'm missing that portion, but I'll catch up with them shortly. But I just left the middle school, and you know what's exciting about them is they start back on the 29th.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
I think our high school, when I went to work yesterday morning, I saw lots of cars in the parking lot. So okay. I'm wondering if they have not gone back to school. I mean, if they have actually returned to some sort of school, because normally the parking lot is empty. And okay. It's about 1/4 full. So I'm thinking maybe some of those students have gone back.
Okay. One of the things I noticed, the same as you, is that the last couple of weeks since we've had elementary back, is our back parking lot is really full. It's like, what is going on here? And the reason for that is all the bus drivers. Bus drivers are back.
Yes, school buses are roaming around right now. We see them in the morning and the afternoon. Some of our other students here that are going back to school are going Monday, Tuesday, I think Thursday, Friday. I think that's pretty much norm across the board, right? And then Wednesday is the day where they do deep cleaning and whatever. So my neighbor's, a friend of my neighbor's little boy, he goes back to school, and he's pretty excited about being back with his friends. He's in middle school.
Okay.
So I guess the middle school has opened up for in-classroom students.
In the hybrid fashion as well, I'm sure, right?
Correct, yeah.
Hybrid, yeah.
So are there any new changes that are coming through the superintendent office on some of the spacing and requirements? That they seem to be lowering the...
You know what? It's great that you asked that. Let me go ahead and pull up the website here. I actually have it to show later, but Mary, you brought me up to it now. Might as well bring it up.
Okay.
Mr. Bailey has his Super Seconds website, DSUSD/news Super Seconds, and this is where he breaks things down. So you'll see that we had a lot of information come in on the 9th, the 12th, the 16th, and then the 19th. With the new guidelines that just came out from CDC, I know that we're waiting for some direction there. I'll flat out say, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the distancing from 6 feet to 3 feet that I know the CDC came out with. No, we're just waiting for some county direction. They made that blanket across the U.S., but we're waiting for some direction here for the state.
And I think when I heard that on the TV yesterday, it was the choice was delegated down to the individual counties and I think districts, how they wanted to handle that. But overall, that was one of their thought processes to go from 6 to 3.
And I'll tell you, this, Chef Mary. So you were obviously in a much larger classroom, being at La Quinta, having the kitchen and having the larger classroom and the dining room and so forth. But most classrooms are about 1,000 square feet. And with 1,000 square feet in a traditional high school classroom, you'll have anywhere from maybe 28 to 37 kids in that classroom. Yeah. Even with the 3-foot distance requirement, you can't accomplish that.
Can't get them all.
You can't get them all in there. So you know what? We have a great plan in place now. Like I said, we're still waiting for guidance, but we have a great plan in place now. So we'll see where it goes from there. But no, I'll tell you what, some of these classrooms, like I said, they're traditionally about 1,000 square feet. You can go to some of the other school sites, they're like 850 to 950 square feet. You know, that's a tiny space for a lot of kids.
So, Sean, here, I guess here's a thought process we might look into or talk about. I know that in the high school that they go from classroom to classroom. They change classes. Are they going to change that protocol and everyone stays in the same classroom and the teachers change, or
No, the
you have
middle school, nice. They're still they're acting traditional. They're going to do the best they can with the hybrid and so forth. That's why they have the social distancing and the protocols in place there. But that's why you have the groups that are going Monday, Tuesday. They have the Wednesday break, and then the Thursday, Friday group.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll just have a much smaller number of kids that'll be on campus. I talked to Dr. Wilson over at La Quinta, and you know, when you and I were there, they had about 2,700 students. There are about 2,500 students now. At any given moment, they'll have no more than 800 on campus.
Oh, wow. That's a big drop.
Yeah. So if you take that, you know, that initial group of students that just want to stay in distance learning, which is perfectly fine. And then you have that group that wants to come back, and you go down to the, you know, the brass tacks. It's only about a third of the campus that'll be on campus at once.
Oh, that's interesting. Well,
Yeah.
we had Mel on a couple of days ago.
That's right. Mel the Declutterers. Yeah.
Mel the Declutters. I have to share something with you. I kind of thought, oh, well, you know, this sounds all really good. And I was listening to everything she said and taking it to heart. And then I realized that maybe I really needed to look around really carefully and see, because I don't think I'm a hoarder. I think I'm headed in that direction. But I like a lot. I like stuff and things, and I'm always shopping and buying stuff. And so I decided to go through all of the kitchen cupboards. And then I went through my personal cupboards and then the bathroom and the pantry. And I took 4 loads of stuff to the thrift store.
Look at that, Chef Mary.
I know. It's like, Mel, you will be proud of me. And then I went to the storage shed and I started going through there, and I go like, what is it? What is this for? Why did I buy this?
Right.
So I have 4 more totes that's going to the thrift store.
Okay.
And it's kind of nice. I open up my kitchen cupboards and I can actually see what's in there. Like I have three rolling pins. I've never used. I can tell you this. I've never used a rolling pin in my life, even in culinary, maybe in school. Like, when would I want to roll out pie dough? It's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Too funny.
So I keep finding these things. So it's thank you for bringing her on, because she definitely she lightened my load. I can tell you that.
Well, that's awesome. You know what? I could definitely use that in my garage, in my closet, and so forth. But I'll tell you, luckily, Tara is fantastic when it comes to the refrigerator. Every Wednesday night, she goes through that thing and gets stuff out of there, especially now that we have Brooklyn and so forth. We want to make sure we don't have any, you know, rancid food in the fridge. So we have the declutter of the fridge. My wife is fantastic at that. I need somebody to help out my closet. Maybe I need to bring both you and Mel over when we can. We'll have to think about that. Yeah.
You know, when I go down to Steve's house, that one of my job is to go through there and kind of go through the refrigerator.
Okay.
And it's kind of interesting. You know, there'll be things that aren't open. And so I go, what about this? What about that? What about that? And then when I cleaned out my refrigerator, I decided not to even keep the little plastic containers. I don't even want to wash these. I think I went overboard.
Hey, I want to tell you, you got a shout out from one of our followers, and she's awesome, part of the communications team. Jan just said, well, congrats and great job with doing that. Like, you're definitely motivating me, Mary. I'm going to have to go through my closet soon.
You know, it's really pretty simple. I mean, I just decided I turned the radio on, had some really good music on, and made a cup of coffee, and I was still in my pajamas, and I thought, you are going to do this today. You are not going to keep looking at the things in the cupboards and the drawers and whatever and piling things on top of it. It was amazing how much space I cleared up.
Right. Most definitely. too funny. So I'll tell you, Mary, like I said, we just got a little light schedule today. I'm going to show everybody what's going on. We're going to go over some mini grant stuff. I know we talked about it, but I want to show the actual deposit and so forth. And we've got something we're going to vote on as a board. We also have the first Desert Sands Educational Foundation halftime show. That was a lot of fun. Did that with Chad Powers and Craig Campbell, and then some of our site members. And then we're going to go ahead and recap social media. But let me go ahead and bring that up now. Switch over. So I took a picture of my Instagram. I know we highlighted a little bit last week, but I want to share again. I think it's pretty awesome. I had the pleasure of dropping this off at the district office, and that there is the receipt from the check for $13,000.
Oh, that's incredible.
$13,816.28. So that funded 29 teachers' mini projects for the classroom for the beginning of next year. And what's even better, Mary, is we had 33 applications, and the other 4 you guys as a board are going to vote on to see if we can allocate some other funds for those, because they definitely meet our mission, our mission and our vision. So I just think it's pretty awesome. And you can't see it there, but I've been using the hashtag #LoveMyJob. Absolutely love my job when I get to do these types of things.
It is. So what tended to be the request? Like, was there anything in specific that everybody asked for, or was this mostly music?
So this was from CamFest, so Children Art and Music Fest. So anything that does with that. So I've got the list right here. We had things for just general music, like for choirs. So when a choir performs music, they have to purchase the rights to do that. So it's for music like that. Let's see. Carrillo Ranch Elementary is looking for an animation studio. I think that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Elementary kids doing that. We've got Desert Ridge Academy is just looking for some acrylic paints. Digital art animation. Let's see. I know Mike Fleischman over there wants to do something with world drumming, different types of drums and so forth. These are band director. You remember Mr. Fleischman from La Quinta.
Yes, I do.
Let's see, Miss Bluto, who's been on with Classroom Conversations. She actually was on our show during the summer. More music subscriptions for her kids. So Mrs. Bluto is the one that has the recorder program over at Ford. Every kid is playing the recorder. So I tell you what, Chef Mary, some of these parents definitely love the recorder, and I'm sure some of the other parents are cursing our name because we sent home a recorder during the pandemic. But no, we got a lot of kids that are doing it. If you're going to be with us on Sunday, floral design, Caesar put in for some funding as well, so that's pretty awesome. For Medio High School. But literally the list goes on and on. We got high school, elementary school, middle school, ballet folklorical dresses. They really did a great job in allowing funds to go out that hit so many different areas. Like here's one, La Quinta High School Theater, power tool upgrades. Why do they need power tools? Well, they build the sets.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, so it's just awesome what they're able to do here. And, you got to thank Christy and her team with CamFest just do an outstanding job. And, as the theme was this year, CamFest goes on, and they made sure that it went on. So outstanding job to the board and outstanding job to CamFest.
That's always good. I think it's always nice to have that little, like my dad used to call it, pocket change. So you could buy things. He always had, I don't know what the deal was with the pocket change, but he always used to refer to something if he was working. He said, "Well, give me a little pocket change," and
there you go.
So we gave them a little pocket change.
These funds go right to the school, and then they work with their admin assistants to spend those funds.
Yeah,
and it could be from ordering with our own purchasing department assistants, or they may be just doing an order via Amazon or something like that. So
that is awesome.
It's pocket change for their pocketbook at the school.
There we
go. So another thing I want to share. So the first time ever, I thought it was pretty awesome. We had Friday Night Lights in March. We had high school football going on.
Really?
Yeah. This was this last Friday. And with that being said, I connected with, and I want to show this on screen here. This here on screen is our Facebook Live page for the foundation. And you can see that these are all the different times that I go live and so forth. And there's not a lot of views there, Mary, because I'll tell you, a lot of the times when we push out our social media, we're pushing it out to the foundation, and as well as we're pushing it out to the district. So with that being said, when we push it out via the district, a lot more people follow the district than they do the foundation. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay.
So with the halftime show on Friday, I specifically wanted to put it just on foundation so we can help build that up for the future. You'll notice we had 47 people watch one day, 18 people watch one day, 19 people watch one day. For the halftime show, Mary, we had 659 people watch it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and that just tells me that we got to definitely do it again. You're not going to be able to hear this right now, but that's me right in the Shadow Hills press box. And it is pretty cool that I was able to touch base and talk with Craig Campbell there. Let me see if I can find a portion of that. I was able to talk to Craig from CoachellaValley.com. There he is on the field, right in the stadium. You notice that there was only about maybe 250 total people there because every player can only bring 2 people.
Yes.
And they got a wristband. But Craig was able to give a report out. And here's what's really cool is I actually touched base with another, let's see here. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. That's with Mike Walsh, the athletic director. He's on the field. Mary, you got to love StreamYard. We're able to do this all via our phones.
Oh, my gosh.
Phones. So here we are just at Shadow Hills doing this, right? Just at Shadow Hills High School doing this. Then I was able to connect with Shad Powers. He had a little problem with his camera angle, but this is the Desert Sun reporter, right, who's covering the Palm Desert game, and he gave us a full update of what was going on in Palm Desert.
Oh my God, he's been such a great guy to follow us all these years.
Oh yeah. You know what? I love that he unfortunately wasn't able to do the sports in the beginning of the year. He was able to come and work with education. But then I was able to contact with Chris Killian. You know him.
Yes.
So Chris is actually doing the scoreboard and the clock at the Palm Desert game. So this is all happening during halftime. I'm meeting with them, I'm talking with them, and they're just sharing about all the great things. And what was really cool is, as we reported out on Super Seconds, that afternoon, Mary, the high school cheerleaders got the ability to cheer at games.
Yes, I just saw. Yeah. It's funny. I was listening to the news, and that whole thing's just played out within an hour. I think they made the direction that the cheerleaders, it was a sport, and they could participate. And I think that's really important to have that. I mean, I remember when, was it the Crow's Nest at La Quinta? Was that what that was called? When they were up there cheering on. I mean, they just brought the crowd to another level. I'm really glad they made that decision because I know those girls work really hard. They take it really serious. It's very prestigious, I think, to be on the cheerleader team. And, you know, because no matter where you go later on in life, someone always says, well, I was a cheerleader.
Right.
Or, you know, I did for the college or the high school. So I was really glad that they did that.
I agree. It was awesome. And with that being said, the only cheer squad that was able to get out that fast, you got to love our families over at Palm Desert. They got the notification. And she's actually been on the school board as a volunteer for the ASB. Danica Larson, she's one of their cheer captains over there. A student, she was able to go ahead and organize, and the whole cheer squad was there. There were their cheer boxes, and Chris was able to give us some footage of that too, which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, that didn't come through on the camera there, but I just want to share one more time. So this is what we did at halftime. There I am with Chris Killian talking to him, so Chris is at the Palm Desert versus Palm Springs game, which, Mary, was a pretty awesome game. That went right down to the last seconds.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and Palm Desert ended up winning. I believe it was 34-26, but it right down to the last seconds, last play of the game, where Palm Springs had the opportunity to throw a touchdown. But here I am talking with Chris. He's at Palm Desert. I'm at Shadow Hills, and then we're viewing the game. And how we did was view the Shadow Hills game is I just took my iPad, I connected as well, and I just put it right in front of me like this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there I am talking. It's just amazing what technology's pushed us to do during this pandemic.
So refresh my memory, is La Quinta and Palm Desert, were they the two teams that were always after the flag?
Yes, that's the flag game, and they will have that the last season of the game, which will be in April. And you know what? Maybe, Mary, we'll have to plan it out. We'll have you come on during halftime to see how things are going.
Because I'll have to bring that magic napkin because they can't have that flag.
Now that I work for the district, Mary, I can't show any biases. I'm sorry, but you can definitely bring that magic napkin. I'm sure Coach Riffinus would love to have it.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, that was always a really fun game, and the energy was there, and it was always won well and received well. And I don't think we really were too excited about losing it, but we were good about passing the flag on to the winners.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. So I want to go ahead. I want to pull it up again. Once again, if people want information, the most up-to-date information, our team and Mary Perry and Jan Diaz did an amazing job with our communications going out. This is at DSUSD. I'm sorry, this is at Desert Sands USD on Twitter. We update this all the time. This is our pinned tweet right at the top here. This is a great video that they put together about the welcome back to school. And then we also push out a lot of what Mr. Bailey puts out. Mary, we got to thank our partners with KESQ, Desert Sun, all of our media partners, CoachellaValley.com, NBC Palm Springs. They're doing a fantastic job in helping us get our message out. So there was questions about riding the bus to school, so we were able to provide them information. They help push out that information.
Yeah, and
Mr. Bailey goes ahead and retweets it. So it's just pretty awesome that we got such an amazing partnership with our local media partners, where we can make sure to, when we need to share information, it gets out there. I do want to highlight real quick. So this happened the other night, Thursday night. This is Mr. Martin here. Mr. Martin teaches the Aztec film class, and he got the award for empowering students from One Future Coachella Valley. And I just thought that was fantastic. They did this on Thursday night virtually. I got to participate. We actually just pulled this feed from Kristen Wood's Twitter. She was on the feed, and Dr. Wood was on it. All of our cabinet was on the feed. So we want to thank Mr. Martin for all he does over at Palm Desert High School. So as I always say, Mary, a lot of great things going on here at Desert Sands.
It is. I mean, I think if you refresh my memory again, or our audience again, about our school openings, I think we have the second tier is going back now.
Yes, so we already have the elementary going back right now. They're in a hybrid. They started last, the Monday the 15th, and they've been going back. So you're either in cohort A or cohort B. Cohort A goes Monday, Tuesday. Cohort B goes Thursday, Friday. And then we have a week from today. A week from yesterday. We're going to go ahead and have all of our 6 through 12 back in hybrid.
Oh, okay, great.
Same type of format. And what I've seen with the high school schedules and some of the middle school schedules and so forth, and you want to make sure to check your school's website to get the very specific information. But just for an example, I'm just going to use a 6-period day pretty easy here. If you had 6 periods before, right, basically period 1, you're either in cohort A or cohort B. If you're in cohort A of period 1, you go Monday, Tuesday, and that cohort B during that Monday, Tuesday is learning like we are right now virtually. Okay. And then on Thursday, Friday, that cohort B is in the classroom, and then that cohort A is doing it virtually like we are. So imagine you're a teacher right now, and they're amazing. Imagine a lot of our teachers, you're teaching and we're teaching right now to our class online, but imagine having 15 more kids right in front of you, Mary, where you got to teach.
Oh, I know.
All of them. I give them, I cannot believe what they're doing. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, they interviewed one of the teachers. It was on the news the other day, and they were asking him, what did you really miss about not being in the classroom with your students? And he said, I miss being able to hand out papers and collect papers and be able to take a paper and smile and thank them for the good grades. And I thought it was something that simple, that they wanted that interaction with that student or the classroom to see them smiling and to be able to smile with them in the classroom.
Of course.
So are they going to be in masks in the classroom?
Yes, they have to. All students have to wear masks on campus. Yep, all of them. The only place I don't wear a mask is when I'm here in my office.
Okay.
Or I'm in one of the adult restrooms that are just a single restroom. That's the only place that I'm now allowed to remove my mask. Anywhere on campus, we're supposed to have it. We even have the, let me show you here. I've been participating with the rest of the district office here, my walking challenge paperwork. And with that being said, even with that, I'm sure you see Mrs. Wood post about this. We have a 2-week walk challenge. People are taking walks during their 15-minute breaks and so forth during work. But even walking outside, as you're walking as a group, we are in masks. Yeah. So as students pass through the hallways, they will be in masks as well.
Yeah, and we're still in that phase at the resort as well. Everybody behind the scene or outside or whatever, they're in masks. There's no exceptions. Yeah. And we are not going to go into the next phase. We're going to remain where we are because we close April the 11th, and it's too difficult to make the changes. Like on a day today, it's snowing. I don't know if it's still snowing, but they still cannot come inside the buildings. They have to be outside.
So I left the middle school principal meeting to come on this call and our classroom conversations. And one of the things that Dr. Kelly Mae Vollmer was talking about is that you talk about changes and you guys don't want to make a change just for a couple of weeks. In education this year, I can't even count the amount of changes we've had to make.
Yeah.
In scheduling, the safety plan, and then we go ahead and establish the plan, and then you got to adjust the plan. You have to amend the plan. It's just absolutely amazing. And every time we do that, that's just additional steps that our educators, it's steps that are classified and are certificated are making. So it's just amazing how I used this word a lot last spring, where everybody's pivoted a lot, and we're pivoting a lot so we can make this happen with hybrid learning.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a lot of work, it's just like moving an army in a day, and so we decided that it was easier to stay. We've successfully run the program this year. We've had little or no incidences at all. And the majority of the people are pretty good about putting their mask on. A lot of people, they kind of eat and you walk away and you forget and just kind of do this. And so they've done well with it, and the program's been really successful. And so I don't know what they're planning on for the summer, because most of it is mountain biking.
Right.
And we don't
it's outdoors. And the beautiful thing about, with skiing and mountain biking, as well as with the snowboarding, is a lot of them wear helmets and masks already.
Yeah.
So you guys have a lot of those basic protections already in place.
Yeah, they're pretty covered, most of the time. I mean, like, we never know who anyone is anymore. I mean, even when we see each other, if we don't recognize the walk or the voice, it's someone will call you and you'll turn around and you go, oh, it's you, like this.
No, it's how many times I've gone up to people, I'm like, got my mask here. It's Sean Webb.
You need to have a little name tag across here, like.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey, Sean Webb.
Too funny. So I'll tell you, Thursday, he was supposed to join us last week. Hopefully he'll join us this Thursday. I know he's busy with his schedule, but we've talked about all the arts and music and so forth that we promote with the foundation. And one of the programs that we partner with in CAMFest, another organization, is called AMP, Academy of Music Performers. And Will Sturgeon is their executive director. Like I said, he's a friend of the foundation's. We've done events with AMP for as long as they've been around, as long as we've been around. And he's going to come on and he's going to talk about some of their band members. So they had a spring audition for their bands. And what they do, Mary, is they form garage bands.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Exactly, with high school kids. Like, Tim, my brother-in-law, he started off with a garage band.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Brady started a garage band, right? So what they do is they promote and they build garage bands, and they form these kids together. And he's going to come on and talk about their spring auditions and how they're actually having practice and meeting together. So can't wait to have them on with us on Thursday.
Oh, that'll be awesome. I wonder how's Mark doing? Mark had his band because he played at some of our events.
You know what? We had Mark Wadlin join us about a year ago. We'll have to reach out.
Yeah.
Definitely have to reach out and see how he's doing. I actually see his mom works in our accounting office upstairs. So I'll have to check.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Mary, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wrap us up here.
Okay.
We got a fun day on Thursday. I'll definitely be catching up with that. Just a reminder to all our people, and as you know, meal distribution is only on Wednesdays now. Only on Wednesdays, as Dan Capello reported out last week. But only on Wednesdays do we have meal distribution, and we just passed our 5 millionth meal. So I'll be live at meal distribution tomorrow, as well as any updates that come in through Super Seconds. I'll make sure to report on them too. Mary, you have a great day. Always a pleasure.
I will. And I will see you Thursday.
Yeah, you got it. We'll see you later. Have a great day, guys.
Bye, guys.